Okay, so what's the funniest thing you've ever done?
Oh, the funniest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I'd say, man, okay, so the funniest thing to me that I've ever done.
Okay.
I had jumped over a car. Okay, but the way I jumped over, no, sprained something in my back.
What?
Yeah, and I don't know what happened, but I was crying. I couldn't stand up. And so I went to the hospital.
Stupid ass.
I went to the hospital.
SHAYYZAM, 2 I's, 2 M's, and this is another exclusive interview.
What's up, girl? Hey! Dude, that.
SHAYYZAM doing her thing, you feel me?
Underground track of Harless, you feel me? What? Shout out SHAYYZAM.
She lit, bro. She lit. That's my dog right here, bro. She lit, yo.
Like SHAYYZAM. SHAYYZAM, 2 I's,
SHAYYZAM,
2 M's. What's up, y'all? It is your girl, SHAYYZAM, 2 I's, 2 M's. Have a very special guest with me right now, Gemini the Kid.
What's up? What's up?
His other name is Marcus.
Yeah, I go by Marcus, but Gemini the Kid is what I want to go by, you know, when I blow up.
Okay, for sure. And we're at Liquid Calf right now. Shout out to Miss Jackie for letting us utilize the white room, because we truly appreciate you. So, Gemini the Kid, what inspired you to become a YouTuber?
Honestly, being a YouTuber, I've always watched other YouTubers, and I've always told myself, like, I just want to be like one of them. And then I found out, like, you know, I could be one, so I just did everything I needed to do. But what also really more motivated me was the fact that inspiring other people, so like you could really be something and like inspire other people to make changes and actually make something better for themselves. So.
For sure. So what YouTuber inspired you?
I actually have a couple. Pretty Boy Fredo. There's a gamer name. I know it's a little off, but a gamer.
You said Pretty Boy Fredo. He the one that be yelling?
Yeah. Look, hey, it's just a lot. And like, okay, so I know a gamer is gonna be a little off, but his name is Dashy Games. So he also kind of helped me, motivated me. Like, I just loved his content so much, and like just knowing that you could actually like walk around and people actually like look up to you because of what you do. And then the last one was DDG, like Pontiac made DDG. You probably know him. He's
what he look like?
He always has some braids in his head. Like he was with a girl named Kennedy Simone.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he also inspired me because he does a lot of vlogs, and like I got to meet him actually a couple months ago when he came down for music. He did a music concert.
Okay.
And so when I met him, he actually talked to me one-on-one, and he was like, just keep doing what you want to do. You get here one day and just be inspired.
That's for sure. So with your content, what do you want to implement to your community, to children watching you or whoever you want to influence?
Really, you could just, to me, it's like you could be whatever you want to be. Like if you, like me, I like comedy. So comedy's always been a thing.
Right.
My friends have always told me, Marcus, you're funny. Like you need to do something with this, because I've always had like this passion to make people laugh.
Really?
Like, I've always told myself, I used to have this rule and I still go by it. If I don't make somebody laugh throughout the day, then I failed. Someone has to smile or laugh around me. That has to happen.
Okay.
If I don't do it, I feel like I failed. So I just really would just put out like, I need people to like, I want people to be inspired themselves with whatever you do, like comedy, serious action, like whatever you do, just pursue it.
That's for sure. So what are you most passionate about? Like what's your passion for fashion?
My passion?
Yeah.
I would really just say, honestly, comedy. Like I don't really know how else to put it to you. Like comedy's been my whole life. Like I've always like done, even as a kid, I've always tried to like make everything funny. Like even in bad situations, I've always tried to make something funny. Like it's always a thing for me. So that was pretty much my passion, is to like just go out and just make the world laugh, and like whenever I go, just make sure I left a mark.
That's for sure. I respect it. So did you go through something growing up that made you turn to comedy for like relief or to make you feel better?
Yes and no. More of like no, but I guess I feel like I've always been funny. But you know, I did have a lot of friends growing up, but I wanted more friends. So I found out the way to do that was, you know, cracking jokes, being funny all the time. Like people just walk up to me sometimes and they be like, "You just look like you're funny." And I've had I've had people do that. Like, Yeah, I am. I'm a comical person. I just do a lot of funny stuff. I'm really relaxed, but really funny at the same time.
Really? Okay, so what's the funniest thing you've ever done?
Oh, the funniest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd say, man, okay, so the funniest thing to me that I've ever done.
Okay.
I had jumped over a car. Okay, but the way I jumped over, no, hold on. The way I jumped over the car, it was actually parked, okay, and so it was like a big roof, and I jumped over the top of it. The reason why that's funny to me is because literally the next day I had sprained something in my back.
What?
Yeah, and I don't know what happened, but I was crying. I couldn't stand up. And so I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital, and the reason why it was so funny to me because it was my stepdad. He brought me to the hospital, and it was like 3. You know how emergency rooms are, and you stay in there all night. So about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm thinking like, bro, what did I do to hurt my back so bad? The doctor came in there, looked at me, did all the procedures, felt my back. They was like, have you been stretching or like lifting or jumping over anything by chance? And it's funny that she said that because it clicked in the back of my head. I was like, oh yeah, I did jump over that car. So I would say that's probably the funniest thing for me.
Oh, really? That's crazy. I ain't never heard somebody sprain anything in their back.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even stand up. Like I was like crouched over. I couldn't stand up and I was crying. It was so bad.
Really?
It was horrible.
Well, look at you today, walking this time. That's wonderful. Now you're from Japan. Tell me about that.
Oh, yes. Yes, that is my home. I tell anybody, like I was born in Washington State, but my mom, she was in the Army, and I got the pleasure of going to Japan twice, actually. Okay. So one when I was like a really little kid, so I don't really remember too much, but then once, the second time was when I got a little bit older. So when I got a little bit older, everything about Japan was just home for me, like the people, the food. I guess that's also what you could say inspiring me because I also want to go back. Like I want to go back so bad. And I made it in my plan. I'm going back. So whether famous or not, I'm going back. That's my home. I got to go back home. That's everything about Japan is just amazing.
Indeed. So can you speak Japanese?
Ooh. I know 1 to 10 because, okay, me as a kid.
I thought you was from there.
No. I grew up there. Okay, so what happens is I was a wild child, okay? So I was very active. I never really sat in one spot. So as a kid, I didn't really pay attention to nothing. Like I was just out going everywhere. I was always outside on the go. I lived on an army post, but me and my sister, my older sister, we would go off post a lot. So I learned a little bit. I dabbled. We also had a teacher, but I didn't really pay attention too much. My mind was all over the place. So.
Okay. So I was watching one of your YouTube videos. I feel like it's one of your most recent. And you were talking about the time that you got your teacher fired.
Yes.
How do you sleep at night knowing that you got your teacher fired?
Well, okay. From what I know, she was already ready to quit. So I wouldn't say I necessarily got her fired. Maybe just a little nudge in the direction, but it wasn't me though, so it was more of my classmates than me. So
okay,
I just took a little part of it.
You took a little part of it. That's a part of it. Maybe you did it.
Just a little bit.
So a little bit. What I really want to know is, what did she do to you? What did she do to you for y'all to do those terrible things to that woman? They put tats in her chair. They put Germans in her coffee. They tried to poison Shawty.
Well, look, okay, so look, it's not just me, but everybody. I never liked school, honestly. Okay. And you know how you always have that one teacher? Right. That was that one teacher. No one liked her. Like, nobody liked her.
Was she an elderly woman?
She was, maybe back then, she was probably like mid-40s, probably. And so no one liked her. Like, she would always get on everybody. She was strict. We couldn't do nothing in her class. So it was just like, I guess one day we all collectively as a mind just said, we're just gonna get her fired. So without talking to each other, we all kind of came together and just put it that way. We kind of got it out there, and so that's what happened. So I mean, more or less, like I said, she was talking about quitting anyway, so I guess we just motivated her. So
were you in grade school?
That was middle school, yeah.
In middle school?
I believe it was either 6th or 7th grade, yeah.
Wow.
And we was just letting her have it.
That was her livelihood.
Well, I'm pretty sure I don't think she probably quit teaching. She probably went to another school, but she sure didn't like us. I can tell you that much. She ain't like us that much.
That's hilarious. So where did you grow up initially?
Okay, so I did 13 years in Japan.
Okay.
And then I did another 10 in Tennessee.
In Tennessee? So how was Tennessee for you?
Tennessee was actually an eye-opener for me because that's when I actually came, because I came over here as a teenager. And so when I moved to Tennessee, it was like I started to feel like everything was starting to put it in place. So I got to meet a lot more friends. Like I have a lot of friends in Tennessee. I got to grow up and I don't know, I like graduate with all my friends and actually feel like I'm doing something. So Tennessee was actually pretty fun, but then again, it's kind of boring. I don't really like country. I'm a city person, so.
Okay, indeed.
Yeah.
So now you're in South Carolina. What you doing in South Carolina?
I'm actually trying to make it out of South Carolina now, actually, because South Carolina to me, again, cities. I'm not really near a city, so to me, I just want to get out and do something because I feel like being a YouTuber, you got to put yourself in the right positions in the right places, and so I don't really feel like South Carolina is really going there for me. I mean, it is, but it's not. But I feel like moving around and like other places probably give me places. So South Carolina's okay. It's a lot of opportunities out there for certain people, but for me, I'm using up the opportunities I'm using right now, but I want more. So I just want to get out there more.
For sure. So what is your ultimate goal of becoming a YouTuber? Like, what do you really want to do with that platform? Because you're going to be an influencer to a lot of people.
Honestly, I've always had this thing in the back of my head, and I feel like I just want to leave a mark. So let's just say I blow up and I get maybe, let's just say 1 million subscribers. That'd be enough for me. As long as I'm impacting somebody from when I leave this earth, that's all I want. I just want people to know like I'm here. So trying to make people know that you can do whatever you want to do with your life and just leave an impact. That's what I've always felt like I wanted to do.
Really? I feel that.
Like, I know it's probably a little sidetrack, but when I was a kid, and my mom could tell you this, when I was a kid, I was probably like, I don't want to say like maybe 3 or 4. We was always traveling, so airport. We went to an airport in Alaska. I'll never forget it, because my mom told me and I remember doing it. We was there with a bunch of people because our flight got delayed, so it was maybe like 10 at night. So, you know, we got people, families, kids. There was probably like at least 30 to 20 kids. And I remember playing around with them, but then I had got them all to sit down in front of me. Mind you, I'm 3 or 4. Okay. I got them all to sit in front of me. And I don't know what I was talking about, but my mom had came out of the little place where we were sleeping, the terminal, because we were inside the airport. Right. She came out and she said she saw me talking to like 30 kids at 3 years old. They were all just sitting in front of me, just listening to me talking. I wasn't even talking about nothing. Really? Yep. Wow. So I feel like it's definitely possible for you to reach that goal. What would you say to anybody else watching you? Words of encouragement to them? Just don't quit. Like, just keep pushing it, because I mean, even though I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, I'm not going to quit. I've already told my people I'm not quitting. And I've seen a lot of people, I've influenced a lot of people, because a lot of people told me, hey, Marcus, can you help me do this? I've actually helped a lot of people start YouTube channels. And so I told them, if I really want to tell somebody to do something, just pursue whatever you're pursuing. Don't like stray away, because it might have times where you might be like, dang, I'm not moving fast enough. People are moving faster than me. Just wait on it. Just wait on it, because I'm here now with her, and I've been waiting on it, and this is what I want. So I'm hungry for it. Just go for what you want. It's already yours. What can we expect new content from you? Any more pranks? Bunches of more pranks. I have so many more pranks. I'm actually going to do a lot more vlogs. I want to travel a lot more. So it's going to be traveling, vlogs, pranks. I have way many stories that I've been through. Like, I haven't even let y'all even know yet. So I have so many more stories to let y'all know about. Okay, for sure. Y'all follow me on Instagram, all platforms at SHAYYZAM. That's SHAYYZAM, 2 I's, 2 M's. Give them your information. YouTube is Gemini the Kid, spaces in between the Gemini and the Kid, and then my Instagram is Gemini_the_kid. Go ahead and give me a follow, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Right. You guys already know we finna go up, okay? You trying to get to 1 million? Oh yeah, 1 million. We gotta do that. 1 million. Shout out to Wesley Snipes, one of my visuals. Thank you so much. And look at Calf, beautiful establishment. Y'all have a beautiful day. This has been another exclusive interview. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, support.
Keep going hard. Don't ever stop. All right.